Hallo Leute, ich bin Tamer aus Ägypten. Ich lebe in Saudi-Arabien. Ich sehe Deutsch für euch.
Today I'll explain how to differentiate between the two tiny but important words ob and falls, which can both be translated using if in English. This has been requested a few times, and you can view it as an extension to episode 89, in which I led you through the jungle that are some very closely connected conjunctions. Oh, what a wonderful alliteration. So if you watched that video, episode 89, you will remember that falls can be used much less often than wenn. As a short reminder, falls can only be used in sentences that in English would be called conditional one, meaning that we're talking about a scenario that has not happened, but could happen and is likely. For conditional 2 and 3, we use wenn, and only wenn. So really what we're looking for here is not only the difference between ob and falls, but also the difference between ob and wenn, because falls can always be replaced by wenn. The good news is, this difference can be explained pretty quickly, so let's take a look. Ich weiß nicht, ob kommt. I don't know if he's gonna come. That's what she said. Nope. Sorry. Falls kommt, sag ihm, ich bin arbeiten. If he comes, tell him I'm at work. Wenn ich das wüsste, würde ich es dir sagen. If I knew, I'd tell you. Es ist doch egal, ob ich das weiß. It doesn't matter if I know. Sag mir Bescheid, ob du mitgehen willst. Tell me if you wanna come. Sag mir Bescheid, falls du nicht mitgehst. Tell me if you won't come. Now, you might have noticed something here if you're quick. We can replace these ifs with different things depending on whether we used ob or falls. So let's go through the examples. Instead of saying, I don't know if he's gonna come, we could also say, I don't know whether he's gonna come, or whether he's gonna come or not. However, if he comes, tell him I'm at work, we could turn into, in case he comes, tell him I'm at work. Same with, it doesn't matter if I know. It doesn't matter whether I know or not. Now granted, using in case doesn't work as well in the wenn sentence I used in the second group, but that's because we're dealing with a conditional 2 here. If instead we turned that sentence into a likely scenario, so a sentence in which we can use both wenn and falls, so for example, wenn ich es herausfinde, sage ich es dir, if I find out about that, I'll tell you, then again we could say, in case I find out about that, I'll tell you. Now in the last pair, which might be the most interesting because it's basically the same sentence except for ob and falls, we should take a closer look. The first sentence leaves both options open to the listener. So, tell me whether you want to come or not. The second example, however, gives instructions for one of the possible decisions. So, in case you don't want to come, tell me. Now, meaning-wise, this doesn't make a huge difference in this specific example, but it's the very core of the difference between these two words. Falls is used in conditionals, so meaning the if that is used when we're talking about the conditions for something to happen. If this one thing happens, this other thing will happen. That's why we can also replace it with in case in English. It takes a specific possible scenario and gives instructions or a proposition for what will or should or could happen if that is the case. That's even also part of the German word actually, because der Fall means the case. Now ob, on the other hand, is the if that gets used when there are multiple possible outcomes that the speaker is either leaving open for the listener, unclear about, or choosing from themselves. Which is exactly what makes it replaceable by whether, because that is what that word does in English. And that's also why it's mostly used after statements like, I don't know, let's see, we'll have to find out, you will have to tell me, let's consider, let's specify. So phrases that result from a state of ambivalence. Meaning I can tell you this now. Ich weiß noch nicht, ob ich nächste Woche eine Episode mache, aber falls ja, wird sie nicht über Grammatik sein. And that's it for today. Your random word of the week is die Tapete. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss!